All right, this is Reflective Practitioner Video Journal number 3 for week 6. This week's topic is workplace conflict. This is a concept I'm sure every educator, especially in leadership, is familiar with. Great leaders are familiar with how to navigate them effectively. So let's jump right into it. Based on Myatt's article on 5 keys to dealing with workplace conflict, the one that stuck out to me the most was the what's in it for you factor. I think that speaks to human nature, not so much just an employee-employer relationship or even workplace colleagues. People have to know what's in it for them. People have to see the value of whatever you're doing for them personally. It's human nature. We look after ourselves. We've got to take care of ourselves before we take care of anyone else or back anyone else's stance or position or work towards someone else's goal, which is essentially what leadership is, right? You have to convince people that a common goal is also their shared goal, their shared responsibility, their shared burden, in order for it to be effective. Emotions, communications definitely can get in the way. A lot of times they make things more muddled, more unclear. People react instead of respond, especially when it comes to anything dealing with the heart, kids for that matter. So it's really important for an effective school leader to, what's the word I'm looking for, to circumvent that by, one, being very clear about the outcome of any communication. What's the desired outcome of this task? What is the proposed goal of this action plan or this new initiative? And again, that goes back to making people see the value for themselves in what you're doing. That's going to foster more buy-in, foster more ownership, investment. Think of just one situation where people were manipulative or stirred conflict intentionally. That's the hard part. I'll tell one example right now. We had a very involved parent, which is great if you use that involvement to drive the school forward and help it accomplish its mission. And dissenting views are normal and are necessary. You need different perspectives to form the strongest outcome possible. But this particular parent, who was a part of our PTF, which is our parent task force, she was just a constant naysayer and didn't bring solutions to the table. She was a type of person who would complain, use examples from her own experience because she had a child at school. Obviously, she's part of the parent task force, but she would use it in a way that wasn't relevant, or at the very least didn't inform a solution. She would turn the school site council meetings, parent task force meetings, into blame game sessions and gripe fests, and would try to pull not only other parents but other teachers, other staff members into it, whether it was to support her case or just simply to, call out people. And one of our meeting norms is that you had to assume best intent. I think that's so crucial in a school. You have to trust the professionals you're working with. And I'm not saying that's to trust them blindly, but in a school there needs to be trust that the best interest of the student is always the intention. And of course, that's not an absolute. What in education is absolute, right? But this lady exemplified the exact opposite of that. And like I said, she leveraged the fact that she was a parent, the fact that there were very real problems in certain areas. She leveraged that and used it as a crutch for almost everything. And like I said, it just wasn't solution-based. So very important governance meetings turned into gripe fests. And it just wasn't warranted. So back to my original point. One of my principals, I had two. One of them dealt with this in a very effective manner, I thought, and I realized gosh, it was so easy all along. Like, why didn't I think of this? Essentially, what the principal did is try to, how do I put this? Gave the parent more responsibility, but in a very controlled manner and controlled setting. Not in a position where she can run with it and have a larger platform for her complaints. And what I mean by that is this. So my principal would start meeting with his parent before every school site council PTF meeting and hear all her complaints. But she made it very intentional. She's like, I would love to meet with you for 15 minutes the day before an SSE or a PTF and let her complain, but within the confines of those 15 minutes. And the parent knew that up front. She was front loaded with this information, so she got her gripes in order. The meeting lasted longer than 15 minutes, but my principal would use that as a way to solicit a solution out of the parent and guide her with questioning into seeing that there was a solution instead of just being so problem focused. So by that time, I guess the parent, you could say, had already unloaded all her ammo, and then my principal made it very clear to the parent, I'll bring up these concerns for you in the school site council, in the parent teacher conference. And when she did it, she brought it up in a very positive manner. And what I mean by that is she framed it in a solution-based response to the issue. Another thing she did that was brilliant is that she, again, front-loaded with the parent, I'm going to bring these up in this way because of time constraints. She told me that's what she used as an excuse and as a reasoning for the parent why we can't go off on these tangents. That's why I'm bringing it up for you. And she also leveraged the fact that she would tell her, listen, I have more power and control. I'm the principal. So if you want these things to get done efficiently, let me help you. I just thought that was a great way of resolving this upset parent all the time. The parent felt like she had more support. The parent felt like she had more pull, when in reality it was just an illusion of choice. So yeah, that's my anecdote.